Hello, welcome to the second video of the Electricity AQA GCSE spec. I'm going to go over circuit symbols in this video, or this lesson. Okay, so pay attention. So last lesson we looked at the cell, a battery which is made up of multiple cells. Then this one is an open switch. Okay, so it can be closed. If it's closed, it will look like that. Okay. Another thing we looked at last lesson was the bulb or lamp. So that's what the bulb or lamp looks like. Next type of circuit symbol you've got to remember is this one. It's a resistor. Okay. Now resistors, yes, they oppose current in the circuit, but actually they're really important. They're located, small ones at least, in your mobile phones, in laptops, in computers, and they basically cause the hardware of those devices to work. Okay, so they're extremely useful devices when we put them in specific orientations and so on inside those pieces of hardware. Okay, right, that's a resistor. This, okay, if I now put a circle around it and put two parallel arrows going down like that, this now becomes a light-dependent resistor. Okay, so you've also got to remember this symbol. And as the name suggests, its resistance will change with light. So at high light levels, its resistance decreases. Okay? Next type of resistor. And we'll look at these, this type of resistor and the next one, the thermistor, in more detail in a later lesson. This is a thermistor. This is another type of resistor where its resistance changes as the external temperature it's exposed to also changes. So for instance, at high temperatures, its resistance will be low. At low temperatures, its resistance will be high. Okay, so that's a thermistor. Next type of device is a diode, and hopefully you can see from this picture here, it's a circle, kind of like an arrowhead and another line. It's kind of like the next or fast forward symbol on your remote control. This symbol, well, it's meant to denote that current is only allowed to go in one direction, and that's what a diode does. Okay, because it's got a huge amount of resistance in the other direction, so current can't enter it from that direction. Okay, so it's a bit like a valve in a heart, okay, that only lets blood flow one way, but an electrical equivalent. Okay, right. The next device I want to talk about is a light emitting diode. So this time, similar to the diode, but we've just got arrows going out, and what happens when current passes through it, light gets emitted. Okay? If current goes in the opposite direction, no light gets emitted. Okay, we're going to talk about the ammeter. So it's just a circle with a capital A inside. This measures the flow, the rate of flow of charged particles going around your circuit. Okay? So it's measured in amps. The next device is the voltmeter, and this measures the amount of energy each charged particle carries as it passes a point. So different electrons may have different amounts of energy, electrical energy that they carry, depending on the device they're powering, depending also on the cell that is powering them, that is pushing them through the circuit. Okay? So here are a set, let me just check, I think I've got, oh, there's one more other device I want to talk about. Here is a variable resistor, and I've got a real life variable resistor here. Okay, another name for it is a rheostat. And how does it work? Well, it's basically a long coil of wire, okay, and as I move this slider across, I can change the effective length of the wire. So if I've got a longer length, more amount of coils, I've got a greater resistance, because resistance is proportional to the length of the wire. If I want a small amount of resistance, I move the slider this way, so we get less wire that the electrons have to pass through, okay, to reach the other side of the battery. Okay, so wire goes through here, electrons go around, go up here, and then they exit here, and they don't have to go through the rest of this wire. So that's a variable resistor. As the name suggests, we can resist resistance. Sorry, we can alter or vary resistance. So, to recap, for your exams, again, you can take a screenshot of this, this bit of the video or pause it. You can find these symbols online, just type them on Google, and you need to remember them, okay? So hopefully, keep forgetting things. This is a fuse. Another really important circuit symbol, a fuse. It's similar to a resistor, but it's just got a line through it, okay? What does a fuse do? Well, it's a really thin bit of wire that if a lot of current passes through it, it actually melts, and that once it does, no current can pass through to the rest of the circuit. So it's actually a safety feature in our plugs, okay? But I'll do another video on the fuse, okay? But there we go. That's what you need to remember for your exams. Hopefully that'll be helpful. All the best.